Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rapid Subconscious Reprogramming. Today we're going to talk about creating resilience to face business challenges. So thank you for being here. Hey Richard, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm just going to talk a little bit for a couple of minutes and then we're going to do some Q&A. So let me change the screen so you guys can see me. Here we go. Oops, there you go. Sometimes tech issues. Here we go. All good. So thank you. If you're watching live, I would really appreciate if you could comment #live. If you're watching replay, #replay. That helps the algorithm, people to see more of this, and it is, great for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone. So thank you very much. So let's start with, creating resilience for facing the business challenges. One of the things that is pretty shocking are the numbers out there. According to many studies, between 50 to 60% of entrepreneurs quit their business in the first 3 years. And those numbers, according to different studies, go higher and higher. So what is it really going on that a lot of people quit their business? They stop, doing what they need to do, right, for the business. And sorry, here we go. It has to do with mindset. If you go check out there with ChatGPT, Perplexity, AI, so that you don't need to believe about what I'm saying, is the mind is the most important asset that you have towards any aspect of your life, mainly in this case, right? Entrepreneurship. So what I tell people is that the entrepreneur journey is going to bring to the surface your unresolved issues. So what does that mean? If I deep down went through experiences, let's start with this. When I was a kid, if I went through experiences of rejection, of judgment, criticism, bullying, things like that, I could have started creating stories around I'm not good enough. There's something wrong with me. I'm not valuable. I'm not acceptable, and things like that. When that happens, unfortunately, what happens is I start believing those things. And of course, as I believe those things, it's going to make it difficult to be able to work on my business. Why? Because getting out there and getting people to know me, if deep down, I have some beliefs around I'm not good enough, I'm not valuable, I have no value, I'm not worthy, there's something wrong with me, or whatever, or I cannot deal with rejection, it's going to make it very difficult to be able to get your business going. So first of all, we need to start understanding how the mind works. That in itself is going to start helping us create more resilience, adaptability to the different challenges that we're going to face. So one of the best things that you can start doing is connecting with your emotions. Because a lot of people say, okay, Tommy, how do I start working, developing resilience, right? For my business, for my life, right? First thing is understanding that your emotions are not something bad. What I see all the time is people denying their emotions when they're negative. And that is something that we have been programmed since childhood. Our parents were telling us, don't be mad, don't be grumpy, don't be sad, don't be. Whenever we felt something negative, as our parents didn't know about all these new things, right, that are coming out for a while now, but when we were kids, right, they taught us what they were taught. And they were taught to deny their negatives. And if you even look at Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, Edgar Tolle, and many other names out there, they're still teaching to deny your negatives. Tony Robbins teaches, right, to do the superhero pose to try to feel good when you're feeling bad. Mel Robbins tell you to put a name to that negative voice in the back of your head that is saying that you're not good enough. Say like, that is Tomasito, and Tomasito, get out of here, right? I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. Tony does that. Mel Robbins does that. Edgar Tolle teaches that. And although these people that I'm naming have great things that they're teaching, when it has to do with actually dealing with the mind, with their negatives, I believe that they are outdated, the teachings that they have. Abraham Hicks, Dr. Dispenza, in that specific area of how the mind works, I believe that they have outdated things. Because the truth is, as we embrace positive emotions, why shouldn't we embrace negative emotions? And you might say, but Tommy, so then should I dwell in my emotions? And that is the excuse I hear from everyone when I start telling them that they need to deal with their emotions. They're like, oh, so you're saying you need to dwell in your emotions? No, I didn't say that. I said that you need to deal with their emotions. That is not the same as dwelling in your emotions. What does that mean? What I believe is that we're spiritual beings living a human experience, right? So we are coming from God, higher source, universe, whatever you want to call it, right? We are loving beings. A loving being that is practicing unconditional love, it means that we're supposed to love everything. Unconditional love is loving and accepting the what we call here on earth good and what we call here bad. But actually, they're just emotions. If I feel sad and I deny that, I am missing an opportunity to grow. Because maybe that sadness, imagine that I'm feeling sad because I'm not recognized or valued at work. Okay, it makes total sense. I'm not denying that. But how do I deal with that? Okay, a part of me is feeling not valued at work. Imagine that you're having a business, right? And you're not being valued for by your, people out there, clients, potential clients, right? So I feel people are not valuing me and not valuing what I'm selling, right? So they're not valuing me. So a part of me is feeling not valued because people are not buying. And this is what I see a lot out there. Or people are not getting results. I'm not being able to help this person, so I might not be good at what I'm doing. Or I'm not being able to sell, so I'm not good. I'm not good enough. And they start having these narratives in the back of their head. So if I want to be able to have a business, I need to understand how the mind works and how to make it work for me and not against me. Not against me, as a lot of people talk out there about self sabotage, because I don't believe in self sabotage. I believe in self protection. So if you're procrastinating, another example, you're procrastinating on something, there is a deeper narrative that you're telling yourself about what you got to do. Imagine you got to set a website. You got to, I don't know, get out there and start talking to people, get out there and start making offers, and you're not doing it, right? And you're finding great excuses on why you should be doing something different. The truth is, there's some first negative emotion attached to that, and then there's a negative narrative attached to that negative emotion. So I'm going to put like this, right? Somebody that is not getting out there normally is because they're scared of what people would think or say about them. This is one of the big main reasons why most entrepreneurs don't go out there, because they're scared of what people are going to say or think about them. Mostly, one of the biggest questions what people say when they got to start an Instagram account or a Facebook account, right? They're like, oh, should I use my old personal account or should I start a new one? In my old personal account, I have all my friends from school, I have family members. Oh, I don't want to see that what I don't want to, I don't want them to see what I'm doing, because actually you're scared of being judged and criticized by them. So you're already telling me that there's fear there. The person might not recognize that and might say, oh, but no, Tommy, it has nothing to do with fear. I just don't want to, I don't want them to know what I'm doing. Why don't you want to know what you're doing? Because the truth is, if you have family and friends, you can say, hey, if you know anyone that might be interested in this, pass it over to them, please. And it is a product that you're selling or a service or consulting or anything, your family and friends could help you with that, right? Maybe not, don't get me wrong. But normally, when people don't want to use their personal profile, is because deep down they're scared. They might not want to accept it because that's very normal. They don't want to accept the negative emotions because they were taught to deny them. But the truth is, there is some type of fear. I have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs that have told me, oh, Tommy, I don't know why I'm not doing videos. I don't want to do videos. They have convinced themselves that, oh, I don't want to do videos. I rather do posts. I would rather use AI to create videos for me, but I don't want to show my face. I rather have AI do that for me. When I ask them why, they start using all these lame excuses, right, of why they don't want to do it. But actually, the truth, as they open up, if they open up, and normally most people open up, They're scared of being judged, criticized, rejected. So we need to start first connecting with our emotions, with those negative emotions, not dwelling, but just saying, okay, there's a part of me that is feeling scared. Scared of what? Scared of being judged, scared of being criticized. Okay, how would it make me feel if somebody judges me or rejects me? Sad, shame, whatever. Start connecting with those negative emotions. And if they start taking over, remember to tell yourself there's a part of me. A part of me means that it's not all of you. When we start crying and those emotions start taking over, it's because we were not able to separate from that part of us. But the idea is to start practicing to be able to create that separation. A part of me is feeling sad because I've been judged or criticized or rejected. Okay, so how does it make me feel about myself if somebody rejects me, somebody judges me? It makes me feel not good enough. So from fear, you went into sadness. From sadness, you're able to start understanding why you were going through those emotions. You're scared of being judged and criticized because if you're judged or criticized, it's going to make you feel not good enough, not valuable, not worthy, not lovable, not accepted. Whatever it is, the narrative that you have created growing up. What the mind does is, according to the experiences that we went through as kids, it starts creating narratives to explain those experiences. So if your dad was hard on you, you could have started thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. So I need to do more to be able to make dad happy. Or I need to stop doing so that my dad doesn't judge me when I do. Right? It depends on each person, but we start creating these narrative to explain what's going on. And normally they are centered on us. What does that mean? I wouldn't tell myself as a 5-year-old, oh, my dad is pushing me more because he failed, you know, in his life and he wants me to succeed for him to feel good about himself. So it has to do about my dad. It doesn't have to do about me. That would be the healthy thing. If my mom is hitting me, instead of saying like, oh, I'm not good enough, that's why my mom is hitting me. Oh, I'm a bad kid, that's why my mom is hitting me. Instead, if my mind would have been able to process this in the way of, okay, my mom is hitting me because she's stressed out, she's going through a lot of things, and she's not being able to cope through those situations, and now she's taking it on me. It has nothing to do with me, it has to do with mom. That would have been amazing because we would have created different narratives in our mind. Unfortunately, as kids, we were the center of the universe and everything had to do with us. If I saw my mom sad, I could have made a script in my mind that, oh, what am I doing wrong? If my dad is hitting me, I'm not good enough. If I got a bad grade and my parents were angry at me, oh, I'm stupid. Whatever. So I start creating negative narratives that then become the programs of this computer that run my life. This is how it works. So if you want to start be able to face the challenges and overcome those challenges to be able to create resilience, it starts with accepting our emotions. How do I feel? Why do I feel this? And how does this make me feel about myself? How does it make me feel about myself? So I'm not doing online, I'm not doing lives, I'm not posting, I'm not creating my Facebook profile, I'm not creating my website, I'm not creating my Instagram account, I'm not creating anything to get out there to be able to capture some attention from people and maybe potential lead, potential buyers, right? If I'm not doing that, if I'm doing something totally different, is because there is some type of narratives behind it. And it's very difficult to catch the narrative out of the blue. So we start with emotions. How do I feel? Second, understanding. Okay, I feel fear. Why fear? Oh, because I'm scared of being judged and criticized. Here we go. Okay, if you feel scared of being judged and criticized, if somebody judges or criticizes you, how would that make you feel about yourself? Third question. How would that make you feel about yourself? A loser, not good enough, a failure, not valued, not worthy. Whatever it is, the narrative that you're telling yourself. And it's amazing the different narratives that people have. Some time ago, I was working with a woman, and her narrative was, if I'm rejected, I'm gonna die. And it sounds so weird, but I have seen that in so many people. The other day I was working with a guy, and his narrative was, if I win, I'm gonna be abandoned. If I win, I'm going to be abandoned, because he had experience where he did things right and a family member couldn't deal with that and started rejecting him and quote unquote like abandoning him when he had wins. So he had learned that if he had wins, he was going to be abandoned. So he, as a protective mechanism, would sabotage different things in his entrepreneur journey, because if he had wins, he was going to be abandoned. It was his protective mechanism, also known as self-sabotage. That I want to see in a more loving way, it is a protective mechanism. That is how I believe we start creating resiliency, how we can start facing the challenges that the entrepreneur journey is going to throw at us. Because the truth is, I've been an entrepreneur now for 28 years, and for 13 years out of those 28, 13 years were of struggles. 13 years of struggle. How could that be? Because the truth is, I had many, many negative narratives, and I'm still working on them. Yes, it's like if I go to the gym and I have a great body and I stop going to the gym after 6 months, a year, my body's going to go back to where it was before going to the gym, or even worse. So I keep going to the gym. If I brush my teeth now for 46 years, brushing my teeth, does that mean that I can stop brushing my teeth from now on and not brush my teeth anymore? If I change my underwear for the last 46 years very often, now can I stop changing my underwear and I can use the same underwear for the rest of my life? That wouldn't be very healthy for me. So why do people think that because they've done the work, now they're done? And that is so wrong. We need to keep working on the mind, training the mind, nurturing the mind, growing the mind all our life. Do you stop brushing your teeth? No, because they start decaying. And of course, we're going to have a problem. And the pain of teeth decay is so much because you experience this in very, as a very young kid. Many times we went through the in the dentist. That was so painful that we want to avoid that. So yeah, it is true that pain could be a driver, but it's not the best driver. So love and acceptance, as I've been teaching all these years, is the driver that I want to bring into this world. A lot of these names that I mentioned use pain, use fear as a driver to change. The problem is that that has a lot of toxic waste. It has a lot of toxic waste in the body and in the mind that you might not see now, but you're going to see in the future. So I would rather change where there is no toxic waste from love and acceptance. That is me. You can do whatever you like. I'm sharing another perspective that goes against many of the big names out there. I'm not saying that everything that they're teaching is wrong, but we need to learn what my spiritual teacher taught me a lot is discernment. Discernment meaning that we're able to discern right from wrong. So again, change from fear, and Tony Robbins teaches a lot of this using the Dickinson method, where you scare the shit out of yourself to make a change. It works. It works for some people, but I work with a lot of people from Tony Robbins group that reach out to me for my posts, different videos that I put out there, different things that they had tried scaring the shit out of them to make changes, and they were not able to make any changes. So for some people it works. For a lot of people it doesn't work. And for some people that it works, it can bring burnout, PTSD, and many other problems because you're using negativity to make changes, right? I'd rather make changes from love, acceptance, unconditional love is what I believe we need to practice more and more. Okay? So resilience starts with accepting that negative emotions are not bad. Different by, it's not about dwelling in the emotions, it's about learning from those emotions. Okay, there's a part of me that is scared. Why is that part of me scared? So we're looking at that part of me with love, with compassion, with understanding, exploring what's going on. So now, why do I feel scared? Because I'm scared of being judged. Okay, and how would it make me feel about myself if I'm judged? It's going to make me feel, it's going to make me feel whatever. And now you start connecting with your narrative, that it's not so much a feeling, it's more a thought, right? It makes me think that I'm not good enough, right? I talk about how does it make me feel about myself, right? But it's actually how does it make me think about myself? Not good enough, not valued, not worthy, and things like that. If we start really facing these challenges with these techniques that I just shared today, that's what's going to start building that resiliency that is going to help you start facing the challenges that you're going to go through, that most entrepreneurs go through. Even the people that are making 10K, they're making 50K, they're making 100K, they go through these challenges because the person that is going through 100K maybe wants to make 150K, or the person who's making 10K wants to make 30K, or has, I don't know, per people problem in the side of the company or whatever. Everybody's going through challenges, big ones in the entrepreneur journey, because it's going to bring up all our unresolved issues, not at the same time, but slowly along the way. So if you don't deal with the mind correctly, it's going to make it very difficult. Again, remember, coaching business, in the coaching arena, 70 to 80% of coaches out there are barely making any money with their business. In a general, business, 50 to 60% of business owners get out of business in the first 3 years. It's scary how many businesses fail. And it's not so much about the business, because there's market for nearly everything, right? If it's good, don't get me wrong, it doesn't need to be great, but if it's something good that it can help people, there's market for it. Most of the times it has to do with the owner. It's not so much the product, the services that you have, is more the owner and his or her unresolved issues. I hope that made sense. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And if you like it, let me know what other topics you would like me to share. If this is resonating with you, if you're liking this, follow me for more. I share a lot of insight, a lot of stuff that has to do with mindset and entrepreneurship, to be able to help, people out there get out of their own ways to be able to really have a business. I'm not talking about making, $1 million in 90 days, or $500,000 or $100,000 in 90 days or less. Those are all crappy marketing tactics that people are using. No, building a business takes time and a lot of work. The people that tell you that you can work 2 hours a day from your phone and make a lot of money, they're lying to you. They are making money by selling the dream, but actually, to be where they at, I can guarantee, I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years, and I have talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs out there. Most of them work 10, 12, 14 hours a day, and many work from Monday to Sunday. Doesn't mean that the weekend they work so many hours, but they still work on weekends. That dream of working 2 hours a day and making a lot of money, it's a lie. Because now the people that are selling that are teaching others how to sell that. And in a way, it's an MLM, it's a multi-level marketing, where the people at the top are getting a lot of money from the people at the bottom that are paying others, right? How to learn how to make money, right? Working 2 hours a day. And it's a lie. And don't believe me, this is part of the resiliency, start questioning what people teach you, what Tommy teaches you, what the guru that you've been following so many years teaches you. Go into ChatGPT, Perplexity, start using AI to ask these questions. Is it true that I can, make $10,000, per month in the next, 3 months if I have no tech, skills, if I don't know anything, if I buy a course to do that, working 2 hours a day, will I be able to make $10,000 a month? And see what it answers. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it right now, right after this call, to see the answer. I didn't check that specific thing, but use AI to check the validity of these things. And most of the times your mind is gonna be blown with the bullshit that you have been fed about making money online, because most of it is bullshit. Sorry, but it's true. Making $10,000 in the next 90 days, if you have no skills, no product, no service, and nothing, and you're going to be able to do that if you've never been an entrepreneur, bullshit. It might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 3 years. There's so much crap being sold out there. And you might say, "Oh, Tommy, I know a guy that made $1 million in his first year." Perfect. What is he selling? How to make $1 million in your first year. And I have statistics to back up what I'm saying. Check ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels has around 100,000 people that have signed up to their services, right? ClickFunnels creates funnels to sell your stuff, and their slogan is, "You're one funnel away." One funnel away of what? Making $1 million. And according to the amount of, they give prices to the people that make $1 million. Check online, less than 1% of the people that have signed up to ClickFunnels, less than 1% have made $1 million. And I've done my research. Most of those people are people that are selling a big dream that most people are not going to hit. Listen to that again. They're selling a dream that most people are not going to hit. But a lot of people are going to pay to try to achieve that dream. But 99% or more are not going to achieve it. But those people don't care if people don't achieve it. If they say they convince themselves that they were able to achieve it, so now others can do it. But is it really ethical to tell others that you're going to teach them how to make $1 million by teaching others how to make $1 million and them teaching others how to make $1 million? You see the scam behind this? Is it really ethical? But it's full of them. And I don't think that all of them are bad people. Most of them are not really sitting down and thinking how ethical that is. They're thinking of their own needs, their family needs, and that's it. Their future. And that is more important than stopping and thinking, wait, does this sound real? I'm going to be teaching people how to make $1 million. So I'm paying a guy how to teach me, and now I'm going to teach them, and then they're going to teach others. So when does that end? At the end, are you really selling something, Pablo, something that can really make a change? Or a car or a service that somebody can really create a business out of it, and it's real, consulting or helping people change their mind or their body or things like that, or it's just how to make money. That's it. And there's a lot going on worldwide, and there's a lack of control in the marketing and all of that out there, so these people can say and do whatever they want, and there's a lot of people falling for that. And then it destroys people's mindset, right? When you fall for these scammers, because now you, again, confirm that you're not good enough, you're a failure, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're whatever, because you fell for that scam. But the truth is, it's very easy to fall for that. Most of us have fallen for that. I fell for that many years ago because I didn't know about these things. When I started studying and researching, I started realizing their tactics, their BS. But at the beginning, I fell for their BS. I realized later how they were playing me. So I'm trying to help you be able to face these challenges better, adjust to be able to really make whatever you're trying to make it work. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. More to come. See you next time. Bye, everyone. Take care.